Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening,
yeah. Yes. Paul Traney here with the only one, Nicte Cuevas. Good to have you here.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning,
Day
afternoon,
3.
everything. Woo!
It's day 3, so this is good. We have
Exciting.
the other sessions available on demand. But it's been really fun working with you, and we're going to dive into more of this. But we want to welcome everybody online, Ryan and Steve, and MHG Designer, and good to see you, Tima and Felicia. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
Full day today. Special thank you to Tina Tooley. Just wrapped up all these sessions available. Cheers to you.
Woo!
So thank you. And yeah, I think it's been fun working with you because we've been able to tackle a brand and kind of see how we can kind of turn those into some marketing materials or really whatever you want. It's kind of really our introduction to the audience to Adobe Spark, Adobe Spark page, Adobe Spark post, Adobe Spark video might kind of feature that today. So that will be really good. So. Yeah. All right. Yes, Wesley, I was in Sao Paulo. Was I? Yeah, a little while ago.
Ooh, that's
so
exciting.
Yes, that was very cool.
Woo!
So it's gonna today gets
Keep
things
the
get a little
excitement
they get a
here.
little more loose on. This is kind of like our Friday essentially. Is what happens.
Pretty much.
So it might go off the rails. What's also really fun is this is also a first. We're going to show Spark video, and then we're going to dive into portfolio reviews.
So exciting.
So we're kind of going through those now, by the way, and in order to give each one enough time, we're only going to be able to select a couple, but just go ahead and submit those through the tab that you can see, obviously right next to chat. So you can do that. So we'll check it out. Thank you for the warm welcome. So yeah, let's dive into this. This is an interesting brand you kind of started yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I kind of build on a little bit, and I want to kind of take you guys again through my side work of where we were at. I know we talked a little bit about the brand yesterday and the colors and some of the visuals that would come with it. And so with this brand, it really is about the people and helping others and really spreading that love, spending time together.
And is it like what type of service does it provide? Is it a food service?
So it's a kind of a mixture. It's between, so the chef would teach classes to parents and kids so that they can come together and learn how to cook great meals at home anytime. So it's really to encourage families to spend more time together. And then once a quarter, they would get together and cook for their local retirees that are veterans, and just really spend some time and, just really having a good quality time, just getting to know other people and just really spreading the love. So that's what this brand is about. And so here were some of the visual components that were kind of inspiring the feeling about the brand. Some of the type that we talked about, Nexus Lab.
I love that.
Colors.
I love that font.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's so fun to look at. It makes me want to explore like all the characters. Again, kind of the designer.
Look at every
designer
single
nerd in me. It's like,
yeah, absolutely. Like, let me
let's
just
geek
zoom
out
in,
over fonts.
just so you guys can kind of see a little bit of this beauty. I love
So the G is super hot.
Yeah.
I'm digging the X. See how each character is a little bit unique? So,
Totally.
anyways, that is called, what is it called again? Slab?
Nexus Lab.
Nexus Lab.
They have a couple variations, but I like the slab. Even the ampersand is beautiful. So I kind of like that because it made sense for the brand. And the reason that I kind of took you guys through the history, not the history, but how I went about building the brand and really tapping into these emotions. And one of the marketers that I think would be great for you guys to look up if you haven't heard about him, his name's Simon Sinek.
Oh, yeah.
And he says this really great thing that it says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So anytime you build a brand identity, try and think about that. Like, why are you creating this for your clients? And like, who is it gonna serve? Like, how can you build that connection to them? Because it goes beyond the brand mark, the logo, the colors. It's like how it comes all together. So that's what I'm hoping you guys have been able to get from.
And you went through all this, again, just like all this research. So we kind of done all that legwork already. And again, you just need to have a reason for why you did this. So when a client asks, oh, why'd you pick that font? Hopefully it's more than, oh, it just has a pretty G. It could have a very gorgeous G, which it does, but it's also picked with a purpose.
Exactly.
So
we kind of were exploring like the brand mark that I was doing that was influenced by the military insignia, and then the heart connecting to the purple heart and kind of stylizing it in a way that would make sense for the brand. So these were kind of the variations I was working on yesterday, just to kind of give you guys, this is where I left off, and I felt like these stripes were a little too thick, too bold, so I made them a little tighter so that as you shrink down or use it for social media, it would fit better. So those are little tiny things that you can think about, and I was kind of looking at as far as placement with the type. And then I came to this.
And that's kind of interesting because actually, and everybody does this, they put it off like the pasteboard or off the artboard, just so you could also actually see how it reacts on a neutral background, which is kind of an interesting.
It makes a difference. Absolutely. So this one actually, I just noticed it's supposed to be. So one of the things that I'll correct it here, is that I kind of wanted it to have that connection.
Boom, boom. Yeah, I like that.
And it kind of works together that way. Then I had some variations as far as, okay, if space doesn't allow, here's some variations. Then obviously looking at it in black and white. So that's where I took the brand mark. And I'm trying to make sure. Let's see. Because I kind of want to see if we can kind of pull up the video to show you guys.
Take a look at this. So is everything okay?
It should be good to go.
All right. Oh, and by the way, this, if you're wondering why this is here, we're going to be giving this away for the, I don't know, our very first day of doing this. This is super modified, just real fast as we get that squared away.
Absolutely.
So this is Behance book, Behance of basically, you know, portfolios, if you could say, projects, all that fun stuff. So it really is about portfolios today, and I'm just gonna leave that up here because it's so nice, like full color, gorgeous stuff that just like kind of inspires you and gets you a little depressed at the same time because you're like, oh, I want to do that. So
hopefully this will be incredibly inspiring for you guys though.
Cool.
So,
okay, let me just check this real fast. We'll see if you. Yeah, you are good. Right. Good to go.
So one of the things that I was talking about, really showing people why you are doing something within the brand. So one of the great things that you guys can use is Spark Video, and I'll show you guys. I've kind of pre-built one in connection to this brand, but I kind of want to show you guys how you can help tell a story. So
again, Spark Video allows you to on a very basic level.
Yes, it's quick, it's easy, and it's perfect if you're trying to create more content, so you can actually tell your clients you can do more than just the brand identity, really the whole big picture.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this like has some sound.
Video made easy.
Video made easy, let me sure.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah, crank up that volume, that's good.
I do not hear sound. I wonder if it's because it's plugged in.
Oh. Maybe.
Okay.
All right, so nonetheless.
You guys can see the transitions.
Right. Gorgeous transitions, beautiful music. You just added these photos, just selected some, and then.
Yes, and so
I'm
right
really
now it's going
excited about getting into like how to make something, you know, again.
To kind of show. Easy. So this is obviously not related to the brand. I was just kind of placing things to kind of show you guys the transitions of it. But what's beautiful is that you can actually, I wish you could almost play the music because it adds obviously to the aesthetic of it. But this is kind of like the, I'm not sure why. And I can't really unconnect it.
Yeah, it's fine. It probably is because of that. It's okay.
Well, what I'll do is I'll probably just find a way to post it and share it, and you guys can access it to kind of see what it looks like with the sound. But it's really neat because you can play an individual slide too and kind of see the transition.
That's what's happening. Okay, cool.
So as we press that top play button, but if you play the bottom play button that you see towards the very bottom left, then you play that and it'll play the entire video that you create.
And do you mind, even in a browser, since your laptop is up, just pulling up Adobe Spark Post? Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
so just to kind of have that on one screen and then the actual example on the other.
So you'll be able to see, and this really neat feature that they have now is that you can actually sort your things through like what videos you've had.
Does it automatically sync the video that's on your phone to the browser?
So I haven't really done much with the browser version because I think I'm so used to doing it on the phone, but I don't know if it'll play the sound even through here if I can access it. But it's really nice to be able to see, so you can actually customize it. Let me me see if it'll even do it this way. Might be worth a try. No, no sound. All right, no sound. All right, we'll just work with what we got.
I can get that squared away.
Okay. So what I like about this is, so it's, I'll show you guys through phone because it's just easier for me. You can actually select for each individual slide that you do, you can select how many seconds you want it to go. The shortest is like half a second, but I think it just shows up as 1 second. But it's pretty neat. So if you do have text, you want to make sure you give people enough time to read and keep it short, brief, but also kind of help tell a story with every slide. So we kind of do that, and then you go on to the other. You can actually move your type and it'll just center it as you kind of click and drag. So that's pretty neat that you're able to do that.
Yeah, it senses the edge and then snaps to that edge. Yeah. Left justified, right justified.
Absolutely. So here I've branded the template or the theme in a certain way, like with using one of the brand colors. And what's really neat is that you can actually switch. So every time it switches, it actually switches to a different background. So it's like the type becomes that orange that I had selected from the brand mark, or the other way around. And if you do want to change kind of how the layout would go for those, you can always do that way.
So it's similar in Spark Post, just with video. Yeah. And we're dealing with sort of one frame, if you will, but basically like one segment of this video that's designed.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's you know, it's pretty fun because it helps you tell the story where you can actually use the imagery that you select, and then you can kind of build on that. So I wanted to be able to show you guys this. One of the things I did notice, it's a pretty neat feature, but this background is actually this color. So you can kind of see, even on the screen, that the bottom one's a little bit brighter. Yeah. And the only reason why it's darker is because you have a type on top of that.
And so Spark Video knows to make it darker?
Yes, okay. It automatically knows to do that. So what I really like is that you can actually just create a Photoshop background and automatically import it. So you don't have to worry about converting it to a JPEG or saving it to a JPEG.
Oh, so you can bring in a PSD, because somebody is asking, like, you know, Jan Erik's, you know, great way for photographers to tell stories.
Absolutely.
Or really, I mean, anyone, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But it's nice to bring in, because what do we have? A bunch of PSDs.
Yeah, and it's like you don't even have to worry about it. It saves you time. So that was really a really neat thing to have. So I think Saif is asking, this is Spark Video, and you guys can access that through the browser or the app on your phone. And I just like the phone just because I work through my phone sometimes on the go. And honestly, like, I think most people will be using Spark Videos. Seems like more people use Spark Video on the phone, as well as Spark Post on the phone. And it's only on the browser you like dealing with Spark Page. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, anytime you want to add a new slide, you just click on the plus button here on the bottom right, and it'll add the slide for you. And so right now, because we have the brand that we had earlier yesterday, the Loft Bees, we can switch back and I'll show you guys. It'll actually show the little brand mark there in a teeny tiny corner. It's kind of hard to see, but I chose to just remove it because I haven't replaced it. But ideally, when you do add that, then you can actually have your content branded. The only thing is that if you choose to remove her from one slide, it'll do it for all the other slides. But it's a really great way to help you tell the story. Could you, so say if I'm just starting out with Spark Video, like, can you make a slide? Can you make one? Yes. So let's do a new, let's just go one of the empty ones. And it could be the bees. I have all those quotes. I have all the bee quotes and puns. So we can build some buzz around the brand. Buzz. So all you do is, let me go back. You click on that little plus sign in the very middle of that screen, and then we can kind of go back since I still have the... This is good. So you purchased some photos from Adobe Stock, and this might take a second because, again, it's checking for all the licensed photos, and it should, I don't know if it's going to give you the... It should be high res. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's going to be the resolution of the video. But again, they're going to be high quality. Yeah. You purchased the high quality ones, I should say. Yeah. What's up, Benjamin? Sardar, good to have you. Malik, good to have you as well. So,
Yes, we're on an iPhone is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with Adobe Spark Video right now. So Adobe Spark Page, Post, and Video. And you can check these out in the browser. Adobe Spark's on the line as well, basically chatting with everyone. You could always go to that, like they suggest. You can just go right here, spark.adobe.com. And as a Creative Cloud member, you can go ahead and create branded stories, which is what you've done. And then this is kind of where we're at in the lineup. Over the past couple days, you know, we've done post,
yes,
we've done page, and now we're kind of diving into video.
Disconnected.
And then it's going to be fun to look at your Spark page.
Yeah, and for some reason my it's not picking up my license.
Oh, that's okay. Let's go ahead and post some of the, I don't know, of your family.
I'm gonna have to
Let's look at your family photos on your phone. Let's go through all your family photos. I'm always scared when I plug in my phone. I'm like, wait, what do I'm not the only ones that way. Like, if you're like showing your phone or if you're broadcasting, you're like, okay, wait, do I have notifications off? Like, what sort of text am I going to get? I don't know.
Yeah, no, we're good. I have a lot of mural ones.
Not that I have anything bad, but it makes you question: do I have something bad on my? Like, I don't know. But if you do, that's when it comes through. Like, who knows what? TMI. So yes, exactly, Gord. That's what we're talking about. Inserting your own imagery.
Yeah.
From your phone. And actually, could we kind of take a look at all of them that we can go through in that list?
I think that.
Oh, we're still on mine. Zip. There you are.
All right. So you kind of want to go through.
So we have video. You can add video from your phone. Is that what we're going to have there if you select that?
Yeah. So if you take some video of an event or something and you want to include that there, I was trying to grab some video that was. That had the license to, but I couldn't grab it. But you're actually able to edit down. So let's say you have a 5-minute video, you can actually cinch it down to like 5 seconds if you want, if you just want to show a particular thing. So that was pretty neat. You can obviously add the text that we had. One of the neat things is that you can either do that and then it'll just pop up. But you can also add an icon. So let's do this since we were just talking about these. So it's really neat because you can
Where is it searching?
I think it's royalty free within like the Spark video app.
Same thing with Spark Page, for instance.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's pretty neat. Well, if it does find the icon, but you would be able to see a lot of these icons in there, and you can actually include it into the imagery. So let's just pretend that we were able to add an icon because I'm having issues.
No, you're good. And actually, we could probably get you on our Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. All right, let me just trash this because I'm trying to show you guys. Not sure what's happening here. Okay, so you can add the photo, the icon, the text, the video. So let's say you guys want to add some. You can see my stuff, a lot of videos.
Oh, perfect. This is what I wanted to see. Is all your personal That's what I've been trying to do the whole day. Like, the whole day is trying to get you to see your personal video and personal photos. But that brings up a good point, because we're doing it for a brand to create a social media post that might be a video.
Yeah.
But you could literally just obviously use this.
Edit,
for a family vacation.
Yeah.
Or really
tell
anything.
A story.
Yeah.
Actually, I use that to kind of share some story about my son's journey. Not that long ago, so it was pretty neat. Let me see.
Yeah, even from yesterday. Perfect. This is good. We get to know you.
Yes.
What is this, by the way?
So this is Courtney and I believe Courtney's on the. She's from Adobe Spark, but I believe she's the one that's on the chat. And we went out in the city, looked at murals, and we did some behind the scenes Instagram stories where I was talking about the color and the influence that these murals had. And I think this is just a live photo, but you can kind of see us playing around with the forms that you see from the...
Cool.
So it just would add it to...
Yeah.
And there's that little snippet. So if it was an actual long video, here's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it has a little bit of motion.
Yeah. So you can include that in... So I'm just... So you guys can kind of see transition.
Yeah. Your San Francisco trip, or your, your client asks for some social media posts, because the next thing you know, you're kind of in charge of all their social media platforms.
Yes.
And shout out to Nicte, by the way. She owns her own business, so she's like on the ground hustling, getting business, working with clients. This is real world work to make money and
Yes.
I mean, design. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like have a lot of respect for anybody who's, you know, who has their own business, because you have to hustle. There's nobody you're reporting to. If you're lazy, it's your own. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you need to do your thing.
And you don't really get sick days. If you're sick and you need to work, you kind of find the way to work. But
yes,
it is fun. So, and I know like some of you guys have some questions about that, and if you guys want to just send me a DM on Instagram, I know a couple of you guys have asked me questions about like business, and I'd be happy to. If you guys have any questions and we miss it on the chat, just send me one. I try to respond to everybody, so.
And so, by the way, like Aaron and Nicte, wouldn't you agree? Like, I feel like Spark is pretty intuitive.
Yes.
Like, he says Aaron wants to learn it, but I think it's super intuitive that there's no secret tricks. Like, things snap to the edge and then reformat that way.
Yeah.
The pictures darken if you're using lighter text.
Yeah.
So it takes all that busy work out and makes me super jealous, because I'm like, wait, I usually have to do I do that manually in Photoshop like all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of helps too. And if you're trying to learn, I think, was it the same Aaron that says he wants to learn After Effects first?
Yeah, it's probably, I think it might be.
And I think, you know, it might help you kind of understand like the transitions before you go into After Effects using this, because it'll kind of help show you like the intuitiveness. Am I making up a word now?
No, I think it's a real word.
of the app. So it's pretty neat. And if you wanted to, you can actually hit the record button, and if you have that nice projecting voice, you can record a message.
What about including music? And I know we're not going to play music right now. We'll just talk about it.
Yes.
But when you do add the music, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't it format to the length of your video?
Yes.
And I don't know if it does any dips or transitions, but it definitely, there's no editing that you really have to do with the audio.
Not at all.
Which is really
cool. And
what's
neat is that they already have some of the audio in there within the app that you can select from. So like these are all the options. You like can always upload your own, but
yeah, trust me, do the royalty, don't get sued.
Yes.
Like, don't steal anybody's music.
Be smart. Yeah.
We're all no, there's no such thing as a cat song. The issue, people keep on mentioning this. We do have a cat song. It's not really a cat song. We actually have a cat in the studio that we hear meow every now and then. So that's what that is. There is our cat. It's the studio cat. Doesn't have a name, but that's the thing that happens around here. Wink.
Oh, someone's asking what's the red dot on the turtle. I think that's just the animation of the dot doesn't. It's just to make it fun.
It's called art. If you're into art and design, feel free. You can submit your portfolio reviews today. Just check out that tab.
Let's see what else. And so, here's another thing. You guys can kind of, if you want to change up, you can customize your own theme, so you kind of see the light version. These are all pre-branded themes.
This is where I get really jealous. Like,
it makes your life so much easier.
Yeah, it does.
Especially if you're trying to do something like, hey, simple and quick, but yet it has a strong message. This is so powerful for you guys. So you can actually click on these and you'll be able to switch the theme around. Let me kind of show you guys what that does. So I have a different background. That's like for my own branded stuff.
I think it's funny that we do have a whole plan today, but we have you add your personal photos and make your own. We're like, forget the branding stuff. We're gonna look at your portfolio and check this stuff out, because again, I wanted to see how just how this all goes.
But let me see. You can kind of
there you go. Okay, you're in the themes right now.
So you'll be able to, if you want to switch it out. The only thing is that with these themes, you can't really edit them, like the background to be your own. So if it works with the brand mark that you're working on, then great. But otherwise, you won't be able to do that unless you go in, like I was showing you guys yesterday, where you would go into your actual Spark, manage the brand portion of it, and you would be able to actually customize these themes.
Does everybody hear that? For all designers out there, you can make your own your own theme.
You can kind of customize it to a certain extent, but it's still customizable. Kind of like what we did yesterday.
And that is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and I'll just kind of switch to... Actually, I want to switch to my screen just so... Again, this is spark.adobe.com. We're essentially talking about branded stories here. So that's literally going to be on this like home page, if you will, as soon as you're logged in. And then you can start building out all of your brands, you know, your special color and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
bricks.
Okay, let me switch.
All right, so
you have some, so yours compared to, this is good. This is like the before, you're just starting out, and then this is like the after.
Yeah, and you kind of, and it's neat because you get to see all the stuff that you have that you've built for the other social media profiles and whatnot. So I want to make sure and see if the one that I had on the...
Anish just started working using Spark.
Ooh,
so
how are you liking it? I'm totally curious.
Ooh. Somebody's asking, where you're from?
Me?
They hear your accent, so they're like...
Oh, my accent?
Yeah.
Well,
it's funny because when the cameras aren't on, she doesn't have an accent.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
No, just kidding. You do.
I do?
Yeah, because I like, a little Spanish, I don't know if it's Mexican, like where you from?
So, well, I was born in Mexico City, but I left there when I was 4, and I was in Venezuela till I was 18, so I associate myself more as Venezuelan. So when I speak Spanish, I have that Venezuelan-esque, I guess you would say.
Venezuelan-esque.
But I'm a little bit of a mutt. In fact, it's the name of ancient Mayan city. All right. Hi, Tim. I'm trying to, let's see. I'm trying to see if I can show you guys, if I can access this. I'm not sure why I can't. Let me see if I can work this way.
And
having a little bit of a technical difficulty right now.
It should be MP4. Actually, let's switch to mine too, by the way, until yours loads. But this is what it's about to load, is something like this. Are you starting a video?
Well, I'm trying to load some of the icons and stuff like that, but it's not.
Let me get you all squared away. But
sorry,
essentially,
guys,
this is
bear with me.
What's on our screen right now. This is Spark Video. So I just dived in here, and I can start from scratch, which maybe a lot of designers want to do. Pick from the templates. I'll start straight from scratch. And this is kind of where you're at. And it looks like you're a little further along as I switch to yours.
Yes.
You've already added some.
Let me see if this one actually shows it. Okay, so it's really neat. You guys, I don't know if you guys can read what it says on the bottom of these, but once you select one of those themes that, like the initial page that Paul was showing earlier, if you select one of those, it's really neat because it actually has prompts to help you be able to tell the story from within the Spark video. So this one, for instance, says, what problem does the audience or who you're helping struggle with today? So that'll help you be able to tell the story as you build on these slides, and every single one is different. So in case you guys aren't sure what to say, it's different. This one says, describe the world today. What's the setting or context for your story?
It's like, I got your network working. We're in. We're hooked into the interwebs.
Perfect.
Good to see you here, Rob, Anna. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. All right, so now that we're back, my phone is back.
I just did a search for bees, and it came up.
And look at this.
Again, it's you do have to be connected to the internet, so that's a thing, I guess.
I was connected, and it wasn't. Like, I don't know. It didn't like me.
It was asking you to log in as a guest thing.
Oh, okay. So it's really neat because then you have all these icon options, and they're royalty free. Look at all these beautiful ones.
And it's sampling from your color that you picked.
Yes, because I branded it. So you guys don't have to worry about switching the colors, or that would all work really well. And you can do that. And then if you wanted to have a background, I don't know why it's not letting me add from. Well, ideally, it would let you have. Oh, here we go. All right, so
actually, can you go back? Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, that's totally
But just so everybody can see this, and for those of you just joining us, thank you for any new visitors, but essentially this is Adobe Spark Video. And I just wanted to see all the places we can pull from.
So you can
find free on your phone. We already looked at all your photos.
Yes.
Love your cute son and everything.
You can take a picture.
Lightroom. You can pull from Lightroom, actually. And then Creative Cloud, which is probably Creative Cloud files on your desktop.
Yes.
And the Adobe stock, because you bought some the other day.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And so let's say we go back to that, and let's pick this guy. So right now, you can kind of move the image around, but as far as the icon, let me see if it'll let me switch it. I don't think it'll let me move it now.
Are you tapped on it? Oh, because you don't have it selected. Gotcha. We're working on the photo in the background.
But you can kind of arrange it in certain ways. Right now, you can't move the icon when it's placed on top. Right now, it's really only the text that you would move. So if we were to have the text, we could
Yeah, give us some text here. What are we going to say?
Let's put
the bee's knees. Somebody might have mentioned that.
Would you spell like as knees like that?
Yeah.
Bee's knees?
Yeah. To fit with the brand, you could do that. So.
And then you can kind of, you know, shift things around. But, you know, I kind of want to give you guys a glimpse of how that would work. And what I wanted to do is actually create more of that story and kind of go back to what we had here for this brand mark and really build on that, adding some of the visuals and then bringing it to this video that we were.
All right. Should I switch to your screen?
Yes.
All right. Let's check this out. Boom.
All right. So this is where we left off. And what I'm going to do. All right. I kind of just have these set at a certain size that once I import it there, it actually imports it at a nice dimension.
That's good. So you have them for different orientations.
For different.
Very cool. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to you, Jimmy. Good to have you here. And yeah, this is stuff that we made over the course of 3 days. Also, we've been dealing with a bees brand, which is where that has come from. I think, I don't know why. Yeah. So yeah, my background is in design, but I think they just keep me around because just to keep the cat. I'm the one that feeds the cat around here, so that's why they keep me around. So I keep track of the cat. Hashtag cat song.
I have yet to meet this cat that everybody's talking about. And then one of the things that I wanted to do is that so that the slides don't become so stale in that sense, I had worked on kind of creating some components that as far as like the backgrounds, and that was one of the backgrounds I shared earlier. That you can pull in. So one of the things that I was doing is,
and then here it is in Photoshop.
So, and this is kind of one of the pull on my plate as far as what I do on my Instagram account. I create these little individual squares that come up with a big picture, a big story. So I kind of want to play on that and use some of the elements of the mark itself where it has like these arrows pointing, and because they're slides, I kind of wanted to create that transition.
So these are like, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Like branded, these are basically screen, like brand elements that you've created aside from the logo. Because you know you need them, essentially, especially in the video. Cool.
Absolutely. So it just becomes more of a cohesive mark.
So you did not miss the book giveaway. The book is still sitting right here. We'll do that in about 26 minutes.
That is going to be great. So what I want to do is because this brand is about the people, I actually want to create more emphasis. So there's going to be a few backgrounds that I want to create for the slide portion of it that would be a little more fun and engaging. So I kind of want to bring some of these elements into this. Give me just a second as I... and kind of really play on the shapes that from like the mark itself.
Lucian wants the book. Everybody wants the book. And you know what? I want you to
I
want you to be in the book. So we're doing portfolio reviews.
So buzzing.
Our very first, we're getting some buzz around it. Hopefully, you like the buzzes and all the bee. Buzz. You know,
bees buzz.
Yeah. Rob, you're hilarious.
What was Rob saying?
They're just being silly. He says my blood smells like cologne. If there was like a vitamin that would make your blood smell like Sauvage, I would take it. Because that's what I put on this morning, Sauvage.
Sauvage.
It's called, no, it's not Savage, it's Sauvage. You know, it's cologne. I mean, come on now. Nothing's pronounced how it's spelled. That's how it goes.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm just trying to access some of my photos.
But this is really cool. Essentially, I'm sure if we kind of ran some, you know, stats on video engagement versus just a static image, we would see that video engagement would be like higher. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely is.
And so kind of what you're doing is you're taking a still image, really just standard like graphics like you would in Photoshop, and you're just bringing them to life and hopefully like driving home a message. So I think that's kind of cool.
And that's kind of like what.
Oh, Tima, you are so sweet. Nicte is so talented, cool, beautiful, hardworking, and is great as a guest. I can attest to everything you said.
Thank you.
Because she's just as wonderful and sweet off camera as she is on.
Thank you.
But what if you were really mean? Get this out. Why is my coffee warm? I gave her warm coffee today. I feel so bad. I'm sorry.
No, it's perfect.
It's
better than like too hot.
It wasn't hot.
It's perfect.
And I feel bad. But thank you for being so cool.
No, thank you so much. It's actually, I've been wanting to take a sip, but I'm like, I guess we can take a sip.
But we're putting you to work.
I know.
You know, everybody else, Nancy, Rod, everybody's like, kick it back. Oh, entertain us, Nicte. It kind of makes me, you know, it's like it's like, yeah, we just get to enjoy watching you work. How weird is that?
Convenient.
It's very weird. We enjoy watching you work. What? Come on, make it faster and better and quicker and entertain me. So
I know. Maybe I need to have more coffee to work faster. So one of the things that I'm kind of trying to, if I could put my brain out on the live, that would be awesome. But one of the things that I'm trying to do is play with what we have from the mark that we have in Illustrator. You know, these elements of the sharp lines and the contrast and the color, and I'm bringing this into here. What I'm wanting to do is kind of like create sections of these images. And so like obviously as I'm speaking, I'm thinking of how am I going to work these to kind of help tell the story about people coming together. Oops.
And so you're currently in Photoshop.
Yes.
When you select the PSD, it just comes in as a flat image, right? Doesn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
good, because that's kind of what I want.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it showing up as a layer or anything, which is so fantastic.
Yeah, that's good. And you'll literally save this, and I might show, well, just to give you a second, I'll kind of show where you're going to save this, because I can imagine you're going to save this to your Creative Cloud folder.
Yes.
So just kind of switching to my screen, think of all the beauty around you, left around you, and be happy. Oh, so sweet quote.
Sweet.
But Nicte, as she's working, she's ultimately going to save it to her Creative Cloud Files folder. So, Creative Cloud Running Assets, Files. Oh, by the way, I always like to show people this because people don't...
They don't know about
this
that
is like
beauty.
free stuff. So you want bees? Let's search for bees.
Bees.
And here's our bee. And we can sync that to, you know, your Creative Cloud library, whichever one you want, right? So this is Market, but really we want to put it in our Files folder. I'll just go ahead and open that up. Essentially, it's similar to, you could say, a Dropbox folder. That's just going to be, again, on your desktop. And this is where you're going to be able to pull from, you know, creating what you want. You can bring this into Adobe Spark, Page, Post, Video, all of them. So, oh yeah, lots of fun. When's the giveaway? Giveaway's in about 20 minutes. Is that all you care about? Is this free stuff, Lucian? That's okay. We are okay with that. I'm okay with that. Like free stuff. We're like,
I keep eyeing that book. I'm like, I kind of want one too.
We'll try to buy you off just to hang out with us.
Is it freshly printed?
Oh, this is just gorgeous.
Here's like a weird thing I love to do is I love to smell freshly printed paper. There's like nothing more.
Who else does this? Kate?
Oh, it smells so
or is it
delicious.
Cat does. Yeah, it does. It's,
oh my
we
gosh,
can
it smells
attest
so
to how
good.
the book smells. That's very weird.
Smells like creativity.
Smells like creativity. Is that weird? But either way.
It's
Who doesn't like that?
I embrace it. The people that know me know I love to smell books.
Yeah.
So now everybody knows that.
MHG designer does that. So again, it's a paper thing. You're like, oh, it's like, I don't know, the ink and all it's nice and into it. So
yeah.
Ricardo does that to comic books. That's cool. So again,
Ooh,
very first time we've given
yeah.
this has to be honestly one of our
awesome
definitely
giveaway.
one of our more I'm tempted to say most expensive random giveaway. It might be our most expensive random giveaway, just FYI.
Really?
Aside from Creative
That's
Cloud,
such
Creative
a
Cloud.
great-
So
Such a
that's
great
happening.
giveaway. So I'm just...
And it's again full color and all that good stuff.
So, do this.
So, anyways, anything to get you inspired. I have Nicte Cuevas here with me to get you inspired and actually really expose you to new things, which is what makes this
Yes.
fun, right?
I almost wish we could be eating or having honey. I just realized both of the ones that I'm talking about is like talking about food.
Oh, yeah. This is the stream that's over lunch. Is that it?
Maybe that's why, yeah. Maybe that's why I was channeling that. I was just doing this. Fun. Because that was another image that I grabbed since it's about ingredients coming together. So you guys can kind of see.
Yeah, I like it. I like seeing people work like the way they just really work.
Yeah.
Like, just don't, let's not be pretentious about it.
No.
Like, you probably think you're doing something weird. Guess what? Everybody does it that weird
Yes.
way. You know, and
then sometimes, like, I have to get up and walk away. I can't necessarily do that here because I don't want to leave you alone. But sometimes, you know, that's helpful when you really feel like you're stuck. It's helpful to do that.
so this is really fun, by the way. They're just asking what this book is. It is called Super Modified. I didn't explain other than how it smells fantastic, right?
Yes.
Get in on that. All right, so that was weird. You're going to get a fresh book. Fresh book, Super Modified. It's actually Behance's book. Basically, it's kind of a bunch of portfolio reviews, or really the highlights of Behance is what I'd like to say. And this deals with, of course, graphic design, everything else. We have wrapping up. This is our third day in a graphic design week. And next week we have motion design, and we switch up the subject matter each week. So join us.
Yes.
Tuesday through Thursday, and then Monday, if you're unaware, we have a training stream, if you will. And I'm pretty sure Jason Levine is going to be live Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time to kind of get everybody up to speed. I think it's cool to... This is just the perfect segue, because here we are, creating a brand, exporting out those assets, bringing them into Adobe Spark, page, post, and video. So we're sort of getting our toes wet in video, and then next week is all motion design. So whatever logos or however you were inspired this week, actually, you know, making stuff next week would be cool.
You know what would be really neat is they could almost bring that in as a, like, animate the logo as an introduction, bring that into Spark Video to tell the rest of the story with, like, for their clients to use.
Yeah, so what would that video be? Would it be for the clients specifically?
It could be, or
Yeah.
it could be you telling the story about the brand that you work on, or if it's like
That's
your
such a good
personal
point.
component.
Rob, you're killing me. So anyways, I lost my train of thought.
Because you won the lifetime achievement.
What was I saying?
We were talking about what
sales.
they can use.
Like, even to use it as a
Yes.
sales tool, saying, hey,
Absolutely.
here, this is how I've kind of captured this. Like, how much better would this be, you know, just to pitch something? So,
Yeah, absolutely. It really is.
welcome,
very powerful.
David Samuels. Just really, he's like petitioning hard to choose his. I'm not the one to pick the portfolios. So, sending me money would not do you any good other than satisfy my fancy sock addiction, which we all have, because I think we're all addicted to socks, fancy socks. Except for Tina over there. You need to step up your sock game. Nothing, never mind. No, I'm just kidding.
We all need
It's
a
a whole
sock
thing now.
photo.
Like, I think it's like fancy socks is like a whole thing as designers, right? Okay. No, you're good. You know, that's Tina, because all of her creativity ends up on this gorgeous page with
gosh.
VR and and water and oil and all the things that make you sick. You're like,
it's always a surprise.
You're killing me. So
creative surprise.
All of our guests this week, we've recorded all of their streams, and those are available for on demand later to watch this weekend. So, good, Lucian. And really, this book is great for getting you inspired. So glad you have it on your list. People say it's looking good, so that's good. How would I say? Is that Felipe or Philippe? Philippe Ramazzotti?
I think it's Italian, so Felipe?
Felipe.
I'm sorry if I got it
Welcome
wrong.
back, Joshua. Thank you so much for having an easier name to pronounce. Is that wrong? I picked the names out that are easy to pronounce.
Aww.
Is that wrong? Deo, that's a cool name. Welcome.
Ooh, yeah. I always have obviously my name is tough, but I have a lot of people that mistake me for a man. They're not quite sure if Nicte is a man or a woman's name, so I embrace it. So when people call me sir, I'm like, thank you. Right. I do not have a sir voice. And then eventually they figure out I'm a woman, but it's very interesting.
All right, welcome. We have some new people joining us. Welcome, Ashton and Andre and everyone. Good to have you here. We've been going for about an hour, so we will have actually just a fun giveaway in 10 minutes. Maybe more like 13, but Nicte Cuevas with me today. Again, here she is.
Ooh,
her beautiful face from, I don't know, Venezuelan is what we can call you, by way of Mexico, by way of
Colombia from my mom.
Colombia, and living in Texas and kind of being all over. Did you go to design school?
Yes. So can I give a shout out to myself?
Yeah, go. Yeah.
I went to University of Houston. Go Cougs. And they have a wonderful, wonderful program with the graphic design program over there. And that's where I went to school. And very tough. I loved it. It's very hard to get into, but it's really, really great because they actually, one of the things that I loved is that before you get accepted into a program, they make you do everything by hand. So you don't go straight to the computer. You actually work typography by hand.
Okay.
And it's so much fun when you do that than instead of just jumping straight to the computer.
Yeah, exactly. No, that is really good. And yeah, so we're super excited to have you here. If you're actually just joining us, just give us a nice hello. It's like Rachel Fowler. She's like, hello, Texas. Yeah, Venezuela.
Yeah,
Carlos
Texas.
Eduardo Hidalgo Villalobos says
Woo.
Venezuela. So
Woohoo!
good to have you here. We appreciate everybody just joining us. We're actually working in Photoshop. Trust me, we've been an illustrator. We built a brand. Now we're building some of these supporting assets around the brand. So welcome, Kate. Good to have you here. Kate Phillips. Hello, Erica Lester. Especially if you're new. Kate's from Canada. Gotta love Canada.
Ooh.
Guatemala.
Part of Canada. Wow.
Appreciate having Central and South America here. If anybody's
Colombia too. I love how international our audience is. That's so awesome.
Washington State is here. Connecticut. So again, we're just diving into this and watching you work, making me feel lazy.
Oh man. I feel like I'm not working fast enough, but the wheels are turning in here. It's not turning so much here, but this is part of the process though.
And it's interesting because we have guests here and you're used to not talking when you work. You just work, and it's kind of hard to do both essentially. So
yeah, definitely.
But we just want to see you do your thing. We've actually, I think it's been fun, our stream, kind of having you here is diving into the Adobe Spark stuff. So these makes building web pages and posts and videos easy. So you as the designer, you design this still gorgeous image, and then you can bring it to life using Spark Video, for instance. And I bet you anything and I was looking for stats because I bet you anything the engagement for video.
It's oh my gosh, I should know this because I do more of that, but it's a lot more. Video has like far, 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 far bigger reach than just a flat image. And so it really kind of helps you think about, it's all about telling better stories, not to sound cliche, but that's kind of what it is. And you can use all these components to help you tell that story of the brand that you create. So whether you're doing it for yourself or your client or anybody, you kind of want to be able to use these components to go that extra mile and say, hey, I created this, let's say, brand identity for for your company, and these are some things that you can do to take it to the next level.
Very nice.
Kind of think ahead of the game.
I like it. And what I'm going to do is I'm posting the Spark page right now, just to kind of give them an idea. Because that kind of, is that cool?
Yeah, oh, the one that was,
yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Again, we are making graphics that can be used in Spark Page, Spark Post,
yes.
Spark Video. Welcome, Natalia from Brazil. Bangladesh is in the house.
Brazil.
Does not have a name. I don't know if he's like in a witness protection program. There's like not an icon. There's no name. I don't know how you did that, but I would love to welcome you if there was only a name I could read. Tess, good to have you here.
Yes. Ooh.
First time here. Oh, Yanina, thank you so much, Yanina.
Ooh.
First time here from Argentina.
Hi, Yanina. So that link that Paul just shared kind of brings everything together and gives you guys ideas further than what I discussed about.
It's looking good.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't mean to distract you.
I thought you said, like, look at that.
I do have a question.
Okay. Let me just finish my track of thought.
Yeah, totally.
So, that page, like, it's actually built on Page, but it gives you all these ideas to be able to use that for yourself or for your clients, and kind of use what you create within Illustrator or Photoshop to bring it into that and kind of just create more depth as far as building really that brand. So kind of going beyond what you create with a brand identity and showing how it can be applied across the board. I think that's so powerful, especially if it's a client that doesn't have a designer on board. And even if they do, you can go the extra mile.
I might have messed up that link.
Oh, okay. All right.
I will work on the link if it doesn't work. Sorry about that.
All right. So I'm kind of showing you guys. So I'm kind of using, you know, these shapes that are inspired by these marks from the mark itself.
Sorry about that. Chris and everybody, you just kind of ignore that, my link. I'll get that squared away. I'll have Nicte show it on her computer and make sure it's all published out.
Did it not?
Is there?
Go through?
Yeah, it says it doesn't. The project doesn't currently exist.
Interesting.
So,
let me see if I can. I'll pull it up real quick and then I'll see if we can.
Oh, okay, cool.
A little
Let's
quick
do that
segment.
right now.
So I'll take a little pause and show you guys, so you guys can kind of see what it is. La da da. One moment, please. Did I just
killing me?
What is he thinking?
He's just being a goof. He's so funny.
Where did I? Is it this? Oh my gosh! Don't tell me that. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so this is a page that I created for you guys specifically for this, and I want to show you guys the actual preview, and it kind of gives you things that I've talked about today on how you can really inspire and like empower your clients after you do the brand identity design and you use Adobe Spark. Again, if you want to help them and be able to manage the brand, you can create all these components like we've been talking about for them, brand them, and hand it off so it's like a bigger cohesive thing. So I do talk about the things that you can do. It's about going beyond the pretty picture, really thinking in depth, and knowing how you can help your client better serve their target audience, which is so crucial.
Yes.
And I think this is all about the reason why I love Spark and the components is that because nowadays with the availability of so much other software that people can use, you have people not necessarily trained trying to do this. And if you can help empower your clients and help them understand how important it is to have a cohesive brand that makes sense and really speaks to their audience and that the details do matter, you can really just really blow them away in that sense and really inspire them to appreciate our industry more. So
we'll definitely get this link out because this has a lot of good information,
yes,
by the way.
It does.
Not too much to cover right now.
No, and I do not want to go through that, but I do have some examples that I show you guys from each post, video, and page, which, but you can kind of see the component, and then you can see how a page can be built from the get-go. So I'm not sure why that link is.
All right, Zilla, thanks for hanging out with us. She has to run. Hopefully see you later. You were hilarious this morning. It's an amazing illustrator.
Right, let's go back to
Nicte is empowering. Rayhan, I saw Rayhan's first time here, so welcome.
Welcome.
Good to have you here. So, and Carlos, so we can take a step back. You have Spark Adobe Spark Page, Post, and Video. Each one does something, but it makes your life easier. So Spark Post allows you to create posts, social media posts. Does a lot of the design for you. You as a designer can customize that design and give that template to to the company or whoever you're making the brand for. Page does the full page. I'll post that in a little bit as soon as I get that link working. And then Video does video for designers, really, like for anyone, but I think it makes obviously video easy.
Yeah, it really does. It kind of, and it's what's neat. What I like about it is if you're away from your computer and you want to create something, especially I can't remember who was, but they're a photographer or something, and they were saying, "Hey, can I use this with photography?" Oh my gosh, yeah. The things that you can create with just beautiful photography are so powerful that way, and you can do it on the go.
Oh yeah.
Did you need me to reshare that link to you and see if that'll work?
I'm going to try to refresh it. I was looking at the URL. It looked like the same one. Oh, let me paste that in again. That is so weird. It says that, like, I'll click on it.
Weird. I'll have to open up my email.
Oh, I can switch it up.
Yeah.
Here we are. All right.
Any private information.
And in about 5 minutes, we'll just do a random giveaway of this book because we can. How can you connect your Spark pages to your Behance? You're going to be given a link, so you can put that link wherever you want. I would say, Dana, by the way, when you're making a Spark page, they could be used for absolutely anything because it's content beautifully displayed on a web page. So whether you're pitching a client, you're building a brand, and this is your brand resource page, you're building a trip report. Really, pretty much anything. It's up to you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get creative.
But don't, like, you can turn that into your website if you wanted to, but I would say that you'd probably want to use Adobe Portfolio for that.
Yeah. I agree.
Basically taking all your projects, your Behance projects, it publishes that out as a portfolio.
And I think what's important about the portfolio is being able to click around. Well, a page is wonderful, but you do have to scroll. Right now, there's not like a click to a certain section, so you have to be
linking.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the works. Courtney might be able to better answer that. But if it is just for a portfolio, I completely agree with you. I feel like there's just
It's
focusing on that. But I think like just for creating a page, talk about a specific event or some specific one content type thing, you can definitely use that, use page for that.
But I think this is really good because you're looking for these resources. You could use them for anything, but sometimes there are better resources. Even as I dive into this, this is just my Behance page. So behance.net/Paul Tranny. Clicked on profile. This is we're accepting these portfolios today. We'll review those in about actually 30 minutes, but we can only pick a couple. But right in here, this is all you have to do. Once you have all your projects squared away, just go up here. Oh, turn that all into a portfolio. It's like it's like this easy. So that's all you need to do. Boom. The next question I usually get after you build this is, can you customize the URL? Because currently the URL might be something like this, which might be okay, but you can customize that, of course. And I do have, it should be Paul Tranny's portfolio, links to my Behance portfolio, and that's how that works.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah, okay, good.
Let me see, I'm trying to see if that link that I'm trying to send you works.
How many works do you have to complete the portfolio? There are no rules, but I will say you have to have everything filled out. So we need a description of what you're trying to do. Like, are you hand lettering? You're focusing on that. And have pieces in there that you've given thought to. It doesn't need to be perfect, but we just need to need you to have a nice profile pic. You know, it's all that basic stuff. We'll get you in the door, and the team upstairs will review them as they're doing right now. We'll do a giveaway as soon as you.
All right.
We'll do a giveaway right now, so you have more time.
That sounds great.
Shall we do that?
Just send you the link just in case.
Oh, you are awesome.
I'm hoping it works.
Nicte says it's all right to give away this book, huh? Did you get your free smells in?
I did.
Is that weird? Is that weird? That new page, new book smell. It's good stuff. That's weird. It's weird. But don't worry, you're gonna get a fresh one. We're going to give away now. So all you have to do is say hi to us. Say hi to Nicte in the chat.
Thank you,
we
everybody.
Need you active
I'm kind of reading the messages. Oh, I love how so much everybody has to say something.
Yeah, and some people just say the word is something. That's what we get sometimes. Because I say something, and they say something.
I love that. That's awesome.
Say. It says, hi, Nicte. Thank you so much. Awesome. Hola.
Hola,
¿Cómo estás?
hola.
Muy bien. ¿Y tú? ¿Dónde es
Hi,
el baño?
Jeff. Wow, that's awesome. Like, I can't keep up. It's going so fast. I love it.
So,
what an awesome community.
Yeah, it is good times. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, that's all you have to do. We're going to give away this book to a random person in chat. And no matter where you are, this is good.
That's awesome.
Probably.
Hi, Kimberly.
I don't know. It's so weird that it's doing that. Is it me? I posted it to chat and they said they couldn't see it, but it says that is so weird. It might be me. Anyways.
Let's see if I can.
All right. Keep doing live. Hey, we would love, Kat, we'd love to keep doing live, and thank you so much. We have Nicte with us for.
Let's try this out one last time.
We have her with us for another hour.
Yes. It's starting to wind down.
Yeah. Then we have some more people coming in after that. The Adobe Live people are going to be drawing a winner any moment now, and they will hand that magic envelope to me with some money, maybe, depending on maybe somebody's trying to bribe us.
Ooh.
They bribe us, you know, $200 for a $60 book. Just kidding.
Bribe us in coffee?
We can't be bribed. I'm kidding. Don't do any of that. Don't do it. It's all random, and they're gonna pick that. Tim says drum roll. I believe Tim. Tim's the man when it comes to chat. So thank you. All right. Okay. Ooh. Looks like we have.
Do we have a winner?
Our winner after. Much researching and all that stuff. I don't know if we can pronounce this. Do you want to announce our winner? I could do it. Actually, no, I don't know if I could say the name.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh.
I think, can I say it?
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
The
winner is Tima Aflitunov?
Yeah, Tima Aflitunov. Tima Aflitunov. I saw you in there actually as well. So
yes.
Tima, T-I-M-A, Aflitunov is the proud owner
she's saying yeah!
Super Modified. So, congratulations.
Woohoo!
Okay, good job. You don't have to just bang on the
this.
keyboard, Mihadi. Easy on the keyboard. Thing's not going to last long at that rate. Slow it up. Slow your roll.
Slow your roll.
All right, but thank you, Tima, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll have giveaways for every guest and all that good stuff. But thank you for hanging out with us. I'm switching back over to you now.
All right. So I think that link, I don't know if you want to test it while you switch back to me, but it should work now. All righty then. Let's see. And what's really neat is when you guys are using imagery to help tell the brand story, if you can find images that use the branded colors, that's even better. Because then you can kind of show your clients how to create that cohesiveness. And if not, then you can always try and edit the photo when possible.
And you were pretty smart when you made this brand because you were kind of sticking with colors of foods, if you will.
Yes.
You know, you weren't picking anything unnatural since it is for, you know, it's a food-related business.
Yes. We kind of want to entice the palate and not scare people. If I would have gone the other. And it is like, it's about food and the people, you know, really connecting the two together. So, yes, music brought to you. Our DJ off to the side, we have a special
Studio DJ, brought to you by Paco's, DJ Paco's working it. So if you like the music, we really appreciate that. But we're just trying to make it a fun day for you. Thus, I hope you win next time. That's the whole idea. We welcome any questions as they roll through. Obviously, we're working in Photoshop, and we'll be reviewing portfolios. This is looking really good, by the way. Man, good pictures make a world of
everything.
difference.
Yep. Really does. And one of the things that I love to look at with the photos that I look for is like really the emotion behind. So you want to make sure that it does connect with the brand and what you're trying to communicate. So because we are trying to bring families together, this one should have been purchased.
That's super cute.
But you know, it's like how adorable is that? These kids are loving how they're cooking, you know, with throwing, I don't know, it's dough or something, but you know, it's their expressions that's just so natural, and it's not that, you know, those pose pictures where they're just like staring at the camera. Try not to look for those when you are having people featured, because it kind of takes away from the...
What was that about?
Like if you're, like for example, if your brand, if your brand is about that you're featuring people within the brand, really try and make it about their expressions that can help tell a better story. They're having fun, or you know, like the mood that they're in really tells so much more than if it's just that something that looks overly posed, where like they're staring at the camera and they're like, you know, stop. Like there's more, as you guys could see earlier with the image, that there's more action and movement to this.
And I always keep in mind like which direction somebody is looking. Like even if you take the guy in the upper right, he's looking into the page, kind of looking at the logo. So look at the direction of items, you know. And in this case, you purposely have this kind of arrow shape because this is going to be part of the video, and you want to transition to the next scene.
Yes.
So knowing that this is a frame, we kind of have those lines just to be aware of.
And think about that. It's like that movement with all the visuals that come together.
Yeah, that's good. Siobhan, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody else, stick around. Just increases everybody else's odds. So they're like, okay, good. It's going to be easier for me to win later. But again, free knowledge here today, free inspiration, and free information in the form of a Spark page, which I'm posting right now. Thank you so much, Nicte. It came through.
Yay!
So this is kind of what we've been working on over the course of 3 days. Like you did a great job of like trying to summarize all of it, because again, Spark page and post and video can be new to a lot of people. So Sardar, I hope to rate your projects. First of all, I just yeah, we'll see what happens. They're reviewing portfolios, and we'll dive into those in about 22 minutes.
Guys, I'm kind of sad. This is the last day. I've had so much fun here.
I know. We're gonna get a little choked up after a while.
I know.
A little choked up. Tina, are you sad? Tina, will you come back? Tina Tooley was with us this morning, and she's right over there. So hopefully you'll join us again next time you're in San Francisco. At least come by to say hi. If we don't put you to work, you at least have to bless us with your presence. Because again, we're just like fostering the creative community. Cause
absolutely,
like you know how you like find your people. Like you know, like we can talk about fonts and fancy socks and things like that, and and they don't look at you weird. They're like, yeah, I totally on board. Like I get it.
Yeah.
So it's nice having people around that get you. So thank you. Derek's with us. We appreciate that. Awesome. Yeah, today we get all the second hour. Just get all choked up.
I know. Just get all choked up. Go cry with the cat.
I know. That's why we have the cat here. Sometimes you'll hear a cat song. It's not a cat song. We actually have a little kitty roaming the studio. It's for therapy, because when it's the third day, things get a little intense emotionally, and we just need to need a little the purring of a kitten.
That's what it is. So it's more of a comfort for people.
I got some Accenture in Photoshop. I feel like a lot of those came from Adobe stock.
Yes, they did.
It's looking good.
I personally love it because I can just bring it all in and not have to worry about uploading it from my computer all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're, and you probably, did you pull it from your library?
Yes. So I usually, when I'm working on a project, I'll create libraries. Like even while I'm doing the research and looking for the images, I'll create libraries for that specific brand. And then I'll just access that library and be able to pull up the individual things instead of looking through all my files. That's what I love about that.
What's really cool about this too, and I'll let you kind of like work. I know it can be kind of stressful if you're ever like.
Yeah, I'm like moving things from one corner to the other.
But so again, she's pulling images from her Creative Cloud library. She can also share, for instance, or collaborate with me on that library. So I could maybe start working using those same assets. I can make my own layout, and even as I start to do that, this is my photo. But I wanted to show you this because this is kind of cool, and I don't know if a lot of people know about this. I know Tim does, and some of these people. But adding a color lookup table, a LUT right down here, actually comes from video, interesting enough. But this is the closest thing that I think comes down to, like, if you were to add an Instagram filter and you wanted that in Photoshop, that's what this feels like. And since this is kind of making a social media post, do we do something like that? So color lookup right down there, and again, just down here, selecting that effect. It opens up right here, gives me that layer. And here's, again, LUT lookup table, and then we'll just kind of click through all of those. In fact, let me just zoom out. Yeah, so you can see it. We'll do 2 strip, and this is typically my process. So see how it made it, gives it more red tints, you know? And then this is all that I do. Like, even this gives it more vibrancy, so this might be better for food as we tackle this.
Entices the palate.
That one's, I knew that was going to be that way. Candlelight. And again, kind of switching to your screen, like, this might match some of those warm tones there.
Right there.
Isn't that kind of neat, though?
Yeah.
So, and the reason, if you could take a look at some of these, they're simulating these film stocks, and LUTs come from the fact that all these people might be using these different editing software programs, and they need to all have a consistent look for this movie. Like, the effects team is doing something, and the editors are doing something. Like, we need to give them all the same look. You pass out a LUT file that will simulate the Fuji F125 Kodak 2395 footage. Boop. And that's where that comes from. But it's close to, you know, again, let's do horror blue. That's not even that bad, actually.
Yeah. It looks a little more greenish.
Yeah,
it looks more greenish there than it does on your screen, but
yeah,
like
and
his beard.
I'm not crazy about this. And why does the futuristic have to be bleak? It's futuristic bleak. Why does the future have to be bleak? Anyways. Moonlight, night from day, soft warming, orange teal, tension green. You get the idea. Okay, so the LUT is right down here. Sorry. If you click this little button in Photoshop right here, these are where all of your adjustment layers are. So click right there, and that's where you can add all those things. There's also the gradient map. If I wanted to have a gradient map of grays, or even do any one of these over here, this will give me that 2 color. And since you're doing it, like whether it's a blue, if I wanted a blue one that had more of a blue background, this gives it that tint. Or here's like the sort of the warm tone one. This one actually has a combo of, I think it has a little bit of a hint of blue in there, but that's where that is.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's making me hungry.
Yes, thank you, Tim. You might not have all of these gradients, but all you have to do is access this little flyout menu right here. And I think I just loaded up all of them. So that is all. Thank you, Tim. Thanks, Tim. Tim and I are on the same page. We're on the same wavelength. He's like mentions something like as I show it. So that's awesome. All right.
So this one I like. So what I did is from what I have now, I kind of pulled that PSD onto my phone, and it just looks identical to what you guys see on here on the screen, but I, kind of just showing components of the brand, people coming together, the expression, and then you have here the mark. And it's really helping like pull on the emotional connection to it.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Anytime I point forward, it's like I'm pointing to the chat, which would actually exist over there on that side of the screen if they're watching the stream. Just because people are saying like really good things, like using blend modes, and obviously you have some various masks and things over there too.
Yeah,
like a clipping mask.
Yeah,
I would totally do that. I would totally add the gradient map and then start to go through the blend modes, because blend modes are fun. So, ooh, this is another thing we've added. We're so close. Since we're talking about creating social media assets.
Yes.
And this is one of those other things that we've added. It's right up here, like once you have your images done, you're saving that. I want to see you save that Creative Cloud files, but right up here at the top, you can see that this is a share button. So you can actually publish out. You can add this directly to your Lightroom photos or any of these other resources. So I just feel like the more and more, if you're going to your desktop a lot, from Photoshop or Illustrator, there's probably an easier way, because everything's kind of like can be in the cloud if you want it to be.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's easy to be able to access it if you need to. So I kind of want to have that. So I have it right now for the video, but if you are, so this would be kind of like a nice introductory one where it kind of just talks about the brand, what it's about, the people, and it's really helping, break that barrier of it's more than, the food, the people, it's all coming together, and it's about serving others and loving one another. And so that's really kind of what I wanted people to be able to feel, like what are you getting from the emotional connection to the brand and how it connects to what the brand is trying to do. Now, one of the things that I typically do is, let me see if I can. Let me see. I don't have my guides on this one. So I might pull you guys into some of the things that I do for my own social media, for you guys to be able to get an idea. And again, this doesn't work for every brand, but I feel like for this particular brand, it would work really nicely. So if you are, in this instance, using Instagram, it's very visually driven. So you can use these components of the visuals along with the mark from the brand identity to really build on it. And so what I try to do is that if my computer would load it, is I create these big stories that I call, and then I break them into individual images. So they each have to work as an individual image, and they all come together to tell this one big story. So as people are seeing the feed being populated, you kind of build that suspense of what's coming behind it. And then once you see the big picture, you see all the components of the brand. So that's a really powerful way to work with social media to your own advantage. If it would open it.
Kate brings up a great point. She's talking about like sort of a lot of these tips that you're given, come from, say, fine arts, the people gazing toward the center, the focal points, complementary colors.
Yes.
But again, whether it's fine art or not, it's the fundamentals of design. And at the end of the day, you just use it. Those are always in the back of your head as you're designing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing, honestly, like from art school that we use to this day. Right? I'm not using whatever version of Photoshop they were teaching me at the time or whatever.
No, yeah.
Right? I'm not using Director, or Strata Studio Pro.
Or, back in the day where Quark was something.
Quark. We're not working in Quark, so it's like, okay, you could look at that course. What was I thinking? Yeah. Of course, you took page layout, but really it was more about, designing the page more than anything. So, Oh, Kate, thank you. Yeah, those lessons are learned in oil paintings as well, and even from like say photography as you frame a shot, and that's what makes it fun. It's all visual design,
compositions and everything. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Kate, are you a fine artist, Kate? I would love to know.
So I think it looks like her icon seems like it's a beautiful illustration of sorts.
Oh yeah. Oh, you might be. Illustrator.
Okay, I think my Illustrator broke. Oh no.
That is cool.
I think I broke the Illustrator.
Did you break it? You can force quit. You can force quit it.
Sometimes it comes back alive, but today I think my computer decided to be like, no.
That works. So, and again, I kind of wanted to kind of dive in. I don't know if you needed a break.
You can segment if you want. Okay. While I wake up my Illustrator.
I'm just your hype man.
I know.
I'm going through.
You guys, he's the best hype man ever. Oh, yeah, he totally understands.
But then what I do is I take all your quotes that you said, and then the afternoon session I act like they were my thoughts. I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
I would not ever do that to you. But I think again, one of the favorite things that I've kind of saw on your site, and one of your quotes is like, there's no power in just making things pretty necessarily.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, wait, there's no power in just making, like, that's not our job. Our job isn't just to make things pretty. Yeah. So that's all. As a designer, it goes way beyond that. So that's good. But I'm sharing this page again that you can see right here. Nicte's quotes. If you want to steal some of her quotes like I do all the time. No, I don't. I don't. But this is all about brand identity and seeing that propagate into Adobe Spark. And I'll post this to the chat one more time. And these are just some ideas that can, I don't know, spark
your imagination.
You knew it was coming. Yep. You knew we were going to say that.
Make you sparkle.
And these are some of your posts that I feel like I've maybe seen on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A few of those. And then that Wild Side one I just created purely on a post without any of my work or anything. It's just using some transparency PNGs that they have.
So this looks like something you'd make in Photoshop and you do it in post.
Yeah, and it was all done in post. So it's pretty awesome. And what's really neat is that you can, and I don't know if I've mentioned it or not, but you can actually import a PNG with transparency. So like for instance in that, it's not a cassowary, I should know what bird it is, but in the sense of that bird, it's an actual PNG with like the transparency.
I think it's like a Rodeo Drive bird.
The Rodeo Drive with the flower.
Rodeo, look at it, it's fancy. Oh yeah.
So I added that flower in there.
Louboutin heels, I don't know.
That's interesting.
It's the Rodeo Drive bird.
Oh my goodness, that would be so interesting.
And this is good, and I'll just share this right now. Sorry about this inception, but pasting that link right here, so that's going to pop up as you'll see it in a second. So
well, I'm going to work with
Photoshop that. Your Gucci bird.
My Gucci bird.
So yeah, Christina, that's again just it's a picture composited using, like you said, pings with transparency, some backgrounds, that sort of thing.
So you call them pings? I always say PNG.
I say ping.
Pings.
Pings.
PNGs.
PNGs. It's like GIF.
I always say, yeah, people say GIF. I say GIF. And people say it's GIF. I'm like, oh, it's okay.
I don't know. I said
you get what I'm saying.
Texas, or where'd you pick that up?
I think sometimes this is, I have like the Spanglish version of things, so if I'm not quite sure how you say it in English,
well, that just makes
pronounce it.
Hey, you're good. Just makes you more impressive, seeing as you are crafting stories for like U.S. companies. Yes. So that's cool. All right. So, Lauren Ebby, how I'm zooming in on the screen, well, essentially it's done in accessibility is how you could do it. That's how I'm doing this zoom. Then there's also another attachment that I have. But I'm zooming in on this because they're asking about where these gradients came from. If you go to the gradient map, properties panel, click right there, and you'll see all of those. The ones that I use for photos are, oh, guess what? Photographic toning. So That's where that came from, and that gives this photo that tint in this case. And then somebody also mentioned, deal with, work with some layer modes. So there it is with a layer mode over the top. Again, just playing around like we do in Photoshop.
You see my blank screen?
Oh, I think Lucian said it best. He said potato, potato. Like said potato,
yeah,
potato.
Pretty much.
He's like, it doesn't matter.
Pretty
and I was
much.
like, you know what? I'm not a visual artist to specialize in language and how we pronounce things. I'm in the visual arts. I'm a designer.
Yep.
So.
And sometimes it's okay to make up words.
Yeah.
You never know when they get picked up.
And you never know when it becomes a real word.
Yeah, that's true. What is it? What is it, that place that like you can access words that are like now?
Urban Dictionary.
That's it.
Urban Dictionary.
That's it. I was like,
here's a more recent one that has been added actually to the, I don't know if it's the Oxford Dictionary, but it's been added as part of our lexicon is we have regardless, and then you'll sometimes hear somebody say, oh, irregardless.
Oh,
and
yes.
everybody's like, whoa, irregardless is not a word. You are correct. It was not a word, but now it actually is a word. Even though it's totally wrong and sounds wrong,
irregardless, it's wrong.
But it's the way they explain it. It's the way to shut down the argument. This is, I could say, oh, regardless, but then if you're shutting down the argument, just common vernacular as you're talking, you wouldn't use this in a board meeting, of course, but just, oh, irregardless. So it's actually, what might not be a word today might be a word tomorrow. And I think it's good as a designer to have the pulse on this, have your pulse on language these days, especially as you're dealing with social media posts. I'm switching back to your screen. Because again, you want to speak into that common vernacular that everybody understands. Like, so if we do LOL or yum or anything like that, we want to make sure we, that's going to say, oh, we relate, we speak the same language.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, one of the powerful things about it is when you get to work with brands that communicate to a worldwide audience. And I know this one's not so worldwide, but I feel like the potential is because it's celebrating diversity, because this country is beautifully diverse. And I think that when you look at what the subject matter is, like food, that's something that we don't need a language per se to understand food. We can eat the food, we can connect with the food visually, taste-wise. And so when you really tap into those things that connect with people, you sometimes don't need a language, and it kind of breaks barriers that way. Brings us together in that sense. And that's the focus of what I'm trying to do in particular here, is really trying to bring things together. And nope, we're going back to the bees, but that's not the one I wanted.
I love that bee image.
I know, it's perfect. I almost feel like
he's like,
it's
hey,
like,
honey,
knock,
I'm
knock.
home.
Yep.
I'm home, honey. I brought some honey because I don't know how bees work. I don't know if they bring home honey. No, they make it. But.
Let's see if this opens up.
Hi, sweetie. Probably what he'd say.
Buzzing in. All right, guys. This is where I love technology, but sometimes when your computer has a mind of its own, it becomes fun. See, I don't know what happened to my Illustrator. Ooh, the portfolio submission deadline is counting down now.
Oh, we are down to 37 seconds.
Oh my goodness. All right, come on, Illustrator. All right, I'm gonna go back to Photoshop and kind of work with what I got there. All right, is this version number 2? All right. So I kind of want to create, because we don't want to be stuck with just one.
What is Barani? Mehdi mentions a food. I was just going through different food names that I would be interested in trying. Mehdi, let me know where you're from.
Oh.
Is it India? Are you from India? Always curious.
Is that a particular...
There's dal, palau, and Mehdi, some other stuff. So that's fun. They're just getting us hungry because it's like 12:30 here in San Francisco.
I know. I am like, oh my gosh, staring at food.
Bangladesh, thank you so much for that.
Oh.
Good thing is, like, regardless of where you're from, you have an opportunity for us to review your portfolio and give you our advice. Like, who are we really? Like, we'll do the best we can. But again, as trained professionals with, 25 years of experience and all the mistakes, right? You've been in the industry how long?
14,
15. We'll just round up to 15. It's just
Sounds
easier
good.
that way.
Yeah.
15.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know, 40 years, combined 40 years of design experience. What?
I know.
We sound, I'm so old.
No, you're not.
Let's not, do not go to the host view.
You know
we
what?
are old.
One of my favorite baseball players, Satchel Paige, used to say this quote, "Age is a question of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter." So age is just a number.
All right, so if you are ready.
I'm ready
think,
because my computer decided to die on me and we can jump on to the next.
Well, the
It's
next
not
thing will
going-
be the portfolio review.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're just starting.
Okay, so just kind of recap there. I did post that link to really all your notes. It's like the cheat sheet for everything that you've been covering, which has been really nice. So thank you so much for putting that link together. This is awesome.
Welcome.
Awesome.
You're welcome,
So much. So big thank you to you. We'll revisit this, but we want to turn the spotlight on you, the audience, is what we're aiming to do, and we're going to review 2 portfolios for the very first time for us. So let's go ahead and head out into space.
Are we putting on those helmets? This is interesting.
Keep it down, and then when... Oh. Are we back? Yeah. Oh, and we're back! Whoa, we're in space. What? Whoa. Our timing was a little off. Whoa, what is this? We are from the future. We decided to put on our fancy space helmets, and hopefully you liked the intro. We're not going to keep these on very long because it's probably going to mess with the audio and we look ridiculous. But again, we want to just kind of check out what Earth has to offer by way of their portfolios.
Are we cosmonauts?
We could be cosmonauts. Yeah, we could be astronauts. We could think of a fun designer term for astronaut or something that we can come up with. But we're
Designer
yes, maybe someday a helmet giveaway. They are fancy. There you go. Okay, we are in our nice, comfortable spaceship. How you feeling?
Very unearth-like.
That's right. Well, good thing we are, as you can see, in our spaceship, so we could probably take off the helmets.
Yeah.
Right, so we don't necessarily need these right now. We could breathe this air. Ah, that was fun. I'm just going to keep this right here because it's really cool just to look at.
Put my helmet to the side.
All right, so hopefully, design knots. So again, we're looking for names. What would we be called if we were designers in space? Design knots? I don't know. But here we are from on the Behance spaceship, essentially reviewing this portfolio. Our lucky designer that we will be reviewing is Vanessa Holcomb.
Ooh, from
Vanessa
UK.
Holcomb, hopefully you're still with us. Again, that's why we accept these on the 3rd day only, because we want to make sure you're here. If you're not here, hey, I think everybody has something to get out of a good portfolio review. And I will say right from the get-go, and let's talk about this, like it's all you too, by the way, and I can send you this link if you want to view it on your screen, but right away, this is good. This immediately says I'm a graphic designer and illustrator, says where they're from. They've filled all this stuff out, but this is a giveaway that's saying, hey, you know what, I'm a designer.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
and I'm just going to kind of jump down here. Again, it doesn't matter. The project views, none of this matters, right? We're just giving them exposure. But really going to kind of dive into kind of what they're all about. They're going to focus, they deal with graphic design, illustration, branding, graphic designer based in Birmingham, United Kingdom. Okay. Always appreciate, I think sometimes like the more information, the better.
Yeah.
Just would be good, but short and sweet's good. And yes, so that's how that works. But let's kind of zoom out. All right. Vanessa is here. Hey, Vanessa.
Yes,
What's
up?
We're going to review your portfolio, and let's dive into this.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's get
what
started.
What do you think? What jumps out to you initially out of all these pieces?
I I love her use of color. That's the first thing that I can see.
Cool.
Definitely great use of color. And I like how it's a variety between her work. When you look at it as a big picture, it's not necessarily the same type of aesthetic. It's different, and I think that's so important. When you have work, you do have your certain aesthetic, but it's diverse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's diverse enough, but I have a consistent look, and I think that's important. Because if you are looking to get a client, if you're all over the map with your work, your client's not going to really know what to expect from you. But here I feel like we have, you know, she's obviously a graphic designer, and we kind of have an idea of like kind of her use of color in general. Which one of these do you think we should click on? Which one jumps out to you?
The one that Juke Hip Hop Festival Branding.
Juke Hip Hop Festival Branding.
I like that.
Oh,
Juke
this
type.
is fun.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Line up at the top, touch points for a new independent festival representing hip hop, rap, the grime genres. Right now, I don't know if this is real or fake, and it doesn't. Yeah. It almost doesn't matter. Yeah. Does it matter? I'd like to ask. Like, does it matter whether this is something real or fake? I'd like to, I would want full disclosure, but at the end of the day, does it really matter?
I think it's how they tell the story effectively of what is behind the process.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it matter.
So Juke, we can get into some of this artwork, and I'm going to kind of click on this. We view these full screen.
Ticket. Okay.
Nice. We have tickets designed and then shown how they'll look in a real environment. You like the color?
Yeah, I like the color.
I think what the color does, so with a hip-hop festival, you would expect almost like a lot of like blacks and grays. Mm-hmm. And I like that, you know, she's using this, what color would you call that? Like, I know it's like a pink, but it's kind of like
it's like a purplish pink.
Yeah, it's like kind of toned down too.
Yeah, and it's not pastel-y like, but it's kind of like its own unique color. And I'm trying to think of, and you know, we were talking about naming colors that can be so tricky, but
I think it's like executed quite well though.
It is.
It's
really
all these hard edges, and it's like it's rap, and but it's not like it's not the typical like
that you see.
Almost just too easy.
Yeah.
It's like the color is kind of what makes I think this whole campaign work.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely like
look
here we
at
go.
that.
It's
the
consistent.
Applications. Yeah.
Look at this. Perfect.
Love that, and you can see how it works across different colors and great application.
Good colors across the board there. VIP.
Ooh, I like that.
Let's go back. Yeah, cool. I would say a good job, Vanessa. I wonder I guess my only question is if she played with like other designs, other logos. Because it's kind of fun to see like different iterations, like other things that you know, she's tried for this brand.
Yeah.
Would be a fun sort of backstory to a project.
To be able to see, yeah.
You know?
And I think for me, helping like have more back end of the story of like what the brand is, like what are you trying to accomplish, or what were the needs of the festival, because it'll really help people understand like, okay, well, why did you choose to do this, you know, beautifully style like typography, like how is that connected to it, because it can help you really get people to understand it better and really sell if you're trying to get the client work. I think that helps show process.
And Vanessa, since you are joining us, you say you graduate next year. So love to add, if you could add some additional color about yourself would be fantastic, because what we have right now is what's on here. So it just says you're a graphic designer. So apparently if you're in school and some of those additional details, it's looking really strong so far. And I agree with you, like adding, you know, everything that you talked about on the first day and the beginning of the second day, all those gaps, like why you're doing what you're doing, is so some context would be good for this.
Yeah, I think it really helps.
Good call. Okay, here we go. We have Architect. High-end architecture magazine aimed at students and professionals and amateurs who value an informed awareness and knowledge of international contemporary design. Okay, so this is good. We get a little bit of, you know, so the persona or the person that you're targeting aimed at both male and female readers with an interest in architecture and architectural design. Sure. I would like as much detail as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's good. I like this. I love this layout, by the way. Look at how clean this. Look at how clean this is. nice and clean.
It's beautifully balanced because it is about the architecture, so it doesn't take away. It kind of just works beautiful.
Let me see.
Oh, that's a beautiful
Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is very well laid out. Even as I
Yeah.
transition from image to image, it's in the right place. From a technical aspect, it flows.
Ooh, I love that. Little
Yeah.
grid.
Very cool. Yeah. I almost want to see more of this
I know.
project. I want to
Yeah.
keep flipping through the magazine and
Yeah.
take that as a compliment.
That's a good thing when you leave people wanting to see more. So
Yeah,
great job.
good point. I think somebody does point out that she misspelled architect. Just kidding. It was just a joke.
That was pretty
like, you
cool.
misspelled, big spelling error. You obviously didn't do spell check.
oh my
So other people agree. They like the grid. I think these diagonal lines really break up the monotony of columns in a magazine.
yes,
Having
Absolutely.
this is huge.
absolutely. It makes
Yeah.
it so much
And
more.
good balance of color. Really, like
Yes.
these colors are strong. You wouldn't think that this would read, but it actually does. It
does.
reads fine.
It really does.
Nice photos. This is great.
Yeah,
Again, people
I
said the
love
grid
that
was
grid.
great. I could still read that. I think it's pretty strong. So, strong design. Like to see more. You can also kind of add as much color to this project as possible, especially Vanessa, since you only have. And by the way, more isn't necessarily more,
Yeah.
if you will. You could stick with, 5 as long as they're like.
They're well thought out. Like
Yeah.
and I think it's like being selective within what work you feature is always helpful. So as you go throughout the years, I know I've gone back and edited projects that just don't really resonate with where I'm heading. So as you evolve and your aesthetics evolve, then think about those things too, because they do help. And with the type of client or jobs you're trying to look for.
And then, to be honest with you, like, I don't know if I take it she designed all these pages and everything. Like, I don't know if she picked the font, if it's a fake magazine, if it's a real magazine, like what she got from the client versus what she made. I guess she kind of did it all herself, but anyways.
Yeah, kind of having that
I'm just like, dumb it
story.
down for Paul. Dumb it down for Paul. And for your clients, because honestly, we approach this from a design perspective. A client could look at this and they don't know, but they want you to have all that knowledge in your brain.
Yeah.
Even though you're speaking Greek, it's good that it's knocking around in there.
Absolutely.
Let's see. So we're doing good. We'll probably jump into one more.
All right. Let's see.
Vanessa Holcomb. She's
is it?
in chat.
Okay.
You can click on her name. And actually, let me just
Therapy
do.
design, personal branding.
I'm following you. Should we do this one or this one? Ooh,
I think
personal branding.
branding. That's the one I was trying to read.
Oh,
yes.
I love this so much.
Look at that. I love the details within how she's
Yeah.
brought her name. Side, the H is to the side.
I
D,
didn't-
like the
Yeah, I didn't get it initially.
once you zoom in, you can see initially.
jokes, but I didn't get that was an H
Yeah.
initially, and I'm like, that's okay. You don't need to spell it out so clear. And like you're saying, you like these details. And
Yeah,
stuff?
'cause I think it just adds depth too, and how the V, there's the darker version of the purple, and there's like a lighter version. It just creates that depth. It's like two colors in essence.
Like slow clap for the colors
I
too.
know.
By the way, like nothing too loud because we do. Have
I
this
know.
mic
I
here.
forgot about that.
Insert background.
Imaginary
Insert
clap.
clapping here.
We'll have the cat clapping in the background.
There, I think it's so good. So
Yeah.
again, the colors they just say right off the bat,
Yeah,
I'm a designer.
it really
Like
does.
not that I'm a designer, but like I understand how sophisticated color can be, and that's what that says to me.
Absolutely.
Good.
Great.
Thought
great.
process, like I mentioned earlier, I love seeing like kind of how this is broken down. Switch up the colors.
Different applications.
I will say that this starts to venture slightly into the T realm.
Yeah,
So,
it's a little harder to read.
yeah. But the first one, again, misspelled colors, but we'll overlook that.
She's in the UK though.
I know.
Oh, I was like, no, I wasn't sure. I
Why
totally
add an
missed that.
extra letter? I'm joking. Futura.
Churro?
Nice and strong. Oh, this is another thing. This is works even better on a business card. As you look at business cards from other directions, like you could read the
Yeah.
H sometime, and you might not even notice the H
Yeah.
initially. You rotate it? There it is.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, everybody give Vanessa a warm thank you and congratulations and whatever. I actually just say, hey,
Great
go
job.
follow her work, appreciate her work. Thank you so much, Vanessa. And we definitely appreciate you. And we appreciate everybody's feedback on these portfolios. Futura fan in the house. That is good. Fantastic.
Ooh.
All right, cool. I'm going to kind of just switch gears and... We're still in our spaceship doing our second portfolio review. I wish we could do so many more, but we're just not going to have time. I think, yeah. Yeah, cool. So we're just going to have time to do one more. We'll just do 2 each segment. And again, I'd love to do 50, but that wouldn't give our next
Fantastic guest.
contestant or reviewer the chance they need. Quality time, Carlos Eduardo Hidalgo Villalobos from Colombia. Oh, no,
I think he's Venezuelan, is he? No?
Yeah, let us know. I know you
Refresh our minds.
Refresh our memory. But this is very Colombian to have like 2 last names.
Yes. I think it's just like a whole Latin America thing.
Oh, it's a whole Latin America thing. Oh, shows you what I know. I don't know anything.
It's
All
okay.
right. Again with the icon. So
Ooh.
Carlos Eduardo, Davie, Florida. Go ahead and stalk him by clicking follow like I just did. This is the next place I'm going to go. So we have more views, graphic design. Come from big city in a far gone country. Ooh, intriguing.
That sounds like it's Venezuela.
Yeah, oh, let me move this up.
It is Venezuela.
Oh, it's Venezuela. What are the odds?
Yeah, I understand.
What are the odds?
Far gone.
Seeking to make a difference in the world while I have the
Love it.
chance, always trying to better myself. So
love
scroll down,
that.
kind of check out his networks. I still want to know, like, how, like, did he go to school? Did he not go to school?
Have
You
more of
should
that
be able to add more down here.
background.
Yeah. So let's dive into this. Which, overall,
Ooh. I like
interesting.
it. Yeah, it's different. There's definitely variety. I think like as far as the layout, the top 3, because they're a little more colorful, tend to gravitate my eye. So
Yeah.
maybe even if as you arrange your projects on Behance, kind of just be cognizant of that, because your eye tends to focus on, which is
Yeah.
not a bad thing, but you kind of want to help people see all your projects. That second one.
Yeah, definitely. And you can move those around. So when you're in this view and you're logged in, you can just click and drag and adjust accordingly. But that's good. Let's dive. Which one shall we dive
The
into?
second one.
Ooh, the Wanted?
Yes.
Okay, let's
Kinda
diving
curious
into
about
Wanted.
that.
We have this person, they're looking straight at us. They're like, click on me. That's what this says.
Ooh. Art
Bad.
director.
ASS Art Director. Wanted.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
Fun. Oh, look.
Oh.
Bezier points.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh. Or Bezier.
Bezier.
Pop of color. Good color choices.
That-
Love those color choices.
Yeah.
Super fun. This, I don't know if this is a self-portrait or not, but I'm going to appreciate it.
I kind of just want to, like, it left me wanting to know more. What was the thought process behind?
Very good point.
You know, like,
Yeah, like
what,
I don't know what this for other than wanted. Is
Art
he
director.
looking for an art director, or is he the art director that's wanted? I assume
or,
that
yeah.
it's a self-promotion piece. So
It sounds great, but I think that there's like so much potential there that you could share. Like, you know, how is there that connectivity where you have that solid one color in the background with like the illustration? What do these colors that come up from the face, like what do they connect to? Kind of just taking that to like a sneak peek, like these are the sections of how my brain works or something, that you kind of give people a little more insight. And if you are looking for an art director job, connect that to what the art directors do.
yeah, that's a good point, because an art director is going to give you all the reasons of why he does a project. So filling all that out would be awesome. So he says for a poster for an art director. So that's not him. I take it you're an illustrator as well. Is that what I'm kind of coming down to? That's what it does say over here. Illustrator for Battle Media Lab. That's awesome. That's very cool.
Okay.
I like it. Let's pick one more. We're kind of coming down to kind of our last like 5 minutes. So let's just dive into this logo folio.
Ooh.
Because it's just something different from...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, already a great job. Did you see this?
Yep.
Look.
Yep.
What is that? An image. Perfect. GIF. Killing it.
Perfect.
Killing it.
Is it in
That
Spanish?
says... Yeah.
Identifier, padres. I can't read. Catequistas.
Catequistas.
Catequistas. It's an organization that aims to include parents in the process of catechesis of their children. Catechesis.
Help us out, Carlos.
I'm not sure.
I'm so glad you were here, because that would be at a loss, words.
You know, it's something to... Ooh, oh, that's beautiful.
Another slow clap. We have fun GIF animations, simple and powerful. So great job.
That's so beautiful.
4 seasons. Let's click at...
That's so... Oh, that's beautiful.
You see that? Please loop.
I love that.
That was
beautiful.
The surprise in that was really awesome. Man, you
Towards
are
Liberty.
a great
That's
motion designer. Great motion designer.
Really great
next
work.
Week is all about like motion design, so you are a good candidate for watching that. But I can
love
watch
it. It just keeps coming. These are fantastic.
We're slowly getting hypnotized right
I know.
now.
I'm like, oh, I want to see
and
more.
we love it.
Those are beautiful. I think one of the things, like, if you are trying to reach a bilingual audience, sometimes including what it would be in English would be helpful. So people, or within your description, that will help you, because I think sometimes people might not understand the power that is behind the brand or that you're designing for, because I feel like that would really heighten.
Yeah,
but these are just beautiful. I love it.
Oh wait, so and we're kind of wrapping up here. Which one is the one that he says AN? Venezuela National Assembly. This one. Anyways, we're pretty much wrapped up. Yeah. This is tight. Look at how tight this is.
Look at that's beautiful.
Fantastic job. You can tell Carlos.
Love the colors.
Vanessa's in school. She's doing well. Like Carlos kind of has in terms of posting projects.
Oh, I love that. Look, the symbolism. Like he's really taking you through the story behind that. I like that.
And it makes you just can't stop scrolling.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
great job. I love how the color is just taking you down. Great work.
Does that transition to white. Man, Carlos, I'm going to stalk you online.
I know.
So good.
Great.
Thank you to everybody.
Job.
We only have 2 minutes. Again, I wish I could spend all day like reviewing portfolios.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is so much fun.
And really, honestly, like getting inspired, because I'm like, that last piece, you could actually take something small and really kind of blow it out.
Yeah.
Look at the bounce. I think all over this, like this whole idea of having 8 is really good. Would you recommend? I don't know if there's a certain number count you hit.
You know, I've always heard between 10 to 15. I think it just depends on if you do focus on different things, like how he has motion too within his portfolio, and then there's some where it's just the illustration. You kind of just have to put in the types of work that you would want to get, but don't do too many.
Yeah. And I would like to say that you're not posting work, stuff that you did. You're posting the projects for the work that you want to get.
Yes.
Right? So if you don't want to be doing a certain type of work, just like pull it out.
Do it.
Like less is more. Give me less. Give me what you want to do, and just let that take off. But yes, really good having you here, Nicte.
Oh, great.
I'm getting all choked up now.
Tears.
But Nicte, did you have a good time?
I had a fantastic time. I really did. It was so fun being here with you.
Can we stalk you on social media and all that?
Absolutely.
Good, good. Especially Instagram. What's your Instagram again, real fast?
At Nicte Creative Design.
Cool. And a lot of this was about Spark Post and all that stuff, and beautiful work there. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Nicte Cuevas, Veronique, Emile, Lord Ayot. We have a Lord here today, yes, with Christine as well. So it's going to be super fun. Stick around. We'll be reviewing more portfolios and doing some random giveaways. So thanks, everybody.
Bye. Ciao.